Well, hello there. Welcome back. This is yours truly for Kitchen Table Talk at Lolo's, Lolo. And I have with me very special guest, our doll, again, located down in the Bahamas in Nassau Village area. We're going to say where he is tonight because this is what we call over the hill. He's located over the hill in the area that is so controversial right now that's actually a part of making some of the headline news. Tonight, I want to share a little bit more about the country where I was born. It is called the Bahamas. The Bahamas consists of 700 islands, approximately 2,000 keys, with 30 to 40 permanently inhabited islands, meaning the Bahamas government has its footprint and has boots on the ground where men are actually, they campaign in a area we call a constituency, and they are elected the government, go into House of Members of Parliament, and they represent the people, where these folks get assistance with light, water, gas, and other amenities. Most of them sometimes are provided through something what we call mail boats, because in the beginning, the boats only carried the mail. Smaller vessels now expanded, larger vessels where they carry every single individual thing that's needed on that island. 90 to 98% of our day-to-day consumable items are imported, so they arrive on these different islands by the mailboat. New Providence happens to be an island 21 miles long by 7 miles wide. This island is located in the center of these 700 islands and 2,000 keys. If you look from Google Earth, it looks like a kid took a crayon and shared around it because it's a lot of sand. One of the main reasons why it was chosen as the capital after the first island of San Salvador being the capital, because it is located in an area when gale force winds come in, the winds and the hurricane dissipates and turn into tropical storm, and we only get mostly rainstorm there. This is the island where some 80% of the Bahamians thereabout right now are presently residing, some 400 to 410,000 residents. On the island of New Providence is located the capital. Nassau, previously mentioned in one of my other videos, it's like DC to Maryland, Albany to New York. So New Providence, where the capital is, it's actually downtown where the cruise ships come in. Now downtown where the cruise ships dock, the straw market is located there, and other cultural activities of the Bahamian representations like Bahamian foods and a whole lot more. These are located downtown. This is strictly for tourists or tourism. One of the Bahamas' more featured international attractions is called Paradise Island and Atlantis Community Resort featuring the Sydney Poitiers Bridge. Of course, these areas are free of crime. Then there's the western district of the island of New Providence, we refer to as Old West. We're going to talk a little bit about that in a little while. The Bahamas Prime Minister's office is located in this district, in the vicinity of the #2 resort in the Bahamas, which is called Bahamas, which is on the site of the old Playboy Club and Casino resorts, and also the old Hobby Horse racetrack, where our beloved, rest in peace, your soul, the Queen, would frequent, and the delegates, the Dukes and the Yorks and all of the other rich folks would attend the Hobby Horse racing at the Hobby Horse racetrack. This area, again, is free of crime. And as I can say, there are quite a few stars living in that area. Some of the Bob Marley families are living in that area, just to name of one. There are quite a few others. See, we have Junkanoo during the Christmas time, which is referred to as Boxing Day Junkanoo. We have New Year's Day Junkanoo, free of crime. So we want you to feel safe when you're traveling to the Bahamas. And we want you not just to think about going to New Providence, but we want you to visit the Family Islands, because the Family Islands has a whole lot more to offer. There's Andros, the largest island in the Bahamas, 120 miles long. by 40 miles wide, where the bone fishing, I think it's the bone fishing capital of the world. But you can visit Andros and you can book fishing excursions and you can go right on the beach and you can fish and have fun. This area is free of crime and it's beautiful. The beaches are gorgeous. You can actually build a tent on the beach, you can catch fish, you can camp overnight, and no one disturbs you. There's Great Harbor Key. There's the Berry Islands, where the well-known Chub Key is located. Restaurants and the food is just mouth-watering. We have Auckland's Crooked Island, Ragged Island, where my family are descended. We have Rum Key, and of course, I have to mention Freeport Grand Bahama. I I frequently watch a YouTuber. His name is Blue Gay. What's up, Blue? And the kids, his boys are awesome. Kelly Young, kudos to you guys. They frequent West End Grand Bahama. They go from Bimini to West End. We have crime. Exuma, where Stanley Keys. Swim with the pigs. Feed the pigs. Feed the stingrays and the sharks. And swim through your legs and all around you. Eleuthera, where the glass window bridge is located. On one side is the blue ocean, and on the other side is pink sand. You can drive 100 miles across the island and visit beaches on either side. Gorgeous, free of crime. Bimini, of course, there are 1 day and overnight excursions coming out of Fort Lauderdale, pair 2, pair 5. Sometimes they alternate, but you can go over. You're on the island for 5 hours and you can experience just all of the cultures you want to experience. And World Bimini Hilton, I'm not getting paid for this, but it's ooh, one of the best resorts you can find anywhere in the world. You can also rent Airbnb and stay overnight. Abaco, Morris Island. We're going to talk a little bit more about that because that's where my friend and our guest, Randolph, is from. San Salvador, I mentioned earlier, it was our first capital. Rum Key, Cat Island. You can go bird watching. It's where the highest point in the Bahamas is located. Stats I will bring to you later. This is only part 2. Long Island, where my grandmother and mother was born. My grandmother was a purebred Arawak Indian. Inagua, where you can watch the iguana, the lizards. They run up to you on the beach when you pull your boat up. They just want to be fed. They're beautiful, harmless, and gorgeous. Mayaguana, just to name a few of the islands. Coco Key. Guys, the Bahamas does not consist of Nassau. And I'm going to ask my friend, our dog, to tell us a little bit about some pointers, 5 main points that the tourists can do when they're going over there to stay safe. But right now, let's welcome our dog, my friend and brother, from all the way down in Nassau Village, Nassau, not Nassau. I keep saying Nassau, Bahamas, right? But we have to get out of that. It's Nassau Village, Bahamas, as if it's Nassau, Bahamas. It's Pinewood, Bahamas. It's Golden Gates, Bahamas. It's Beanstown, Bahamas. Let's welcome our doll. Doll, how you doing tonight, bro?
I'm great. I'm great.
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit about some of these unruly kids and things that's going on, because I know you have a very large family. I'm looking at the family picture right here. I can see you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Your family consists of almost a group of 20, and I'm not hearing anything of your families having any issues. Talk to me.
No, well, I can say thank God for that. Because I teach my kids them the principle of God, with how to step people and not get in the problem. I always tell my kids the best thing to do for me, stay with a problem, stay from over the hands of the law, as the best gift to be. I don't want my kids for nothing. All I want them to be over the hands of the law. And I can be very happy and very content.
Right.
You know, and I would like for all family who have children and stuff, teach the children, talk to them, take time to talk to them. Instead of going to the club and drinking the club, take time to teach them the right way and that. You want to tell them the Bible says you want to teach your children.
Right.
Each on the right day, still on the right day, and they were straight. One I put my straight, but she was still that in them. Teach them how to pray and stuff like that. They suffer. And then they get in any problem, they will know who to fall apart. They will know there's a God and who they are all there for their over now.
Now I know you. I know you are. You and your wife. I had the privilege and the pleasure of meeting your wife, and both of you guys are church goers. I mean, I think your wife was in the choir, and you play the drums, don't you? You play the drums in church.
Yes, I play the drums.
And your daughter actually leads the choir.
And her church, yes.
In her church. So you guys are we're talking about family here. Now, they're not all of the families and not all of the children at this position. They all have an opportunity to be what they need to do. I mentioned in my previous video, part one, about my cousin. We came from the same island, descended from the same island, Ragged Island. We both came from the Boys Brigade. We were Boys Brigade. I'm at my age and his age. We grown men now, but we were both in the Boys Brigade, and we came from the Boys Brigade into the Boys Brigade band. He played the clarinet. I played the trumpet. We were outstanding citizens. We look forward to uh, doing our chores and going to the movies on the weekends and doing stuff, parts of volleyball teams and track and field. I remember playing softball in school. And then from the Boys Brigade, we went into the Boys Brigade band. And from the Boys Brigade band, we all ended up in the police band. I wanted to do something else. I wanted to be on stage. I thought I was a lover. So I wanted to be a mother. So I went and I played with some of the local stars, Smokey 007, Sly Roker and the Slick Connection, John Shonda and the Shonda Lights. I had the opportunity to back up Priscilla Rollins, uh, uh, um, um, Arthur Rollins Jr., quite a few other stars, and I landed a gig with a group and became a part of the group, Will Power. We landed a contract with King Eric and his Knights and ended up from Freeport, Grand Bahama, the second city, back over to Nassau, the elite recording studio, where we worked day and night. And I'm proud of the guys who are making things happen. The band leader, he's at 70 years old, and he is still traveling the Bahamas on tour. He is still holding his own. Um, the trombone player, Chris Justillion, he's teaching at the Bahamas University there, and founder of Colors, Jonkanu. His family are holding the ground, so I'm not hearing anything but my friends are family getting in any troubles. I really want to encourage visitors to the Bahamas to take your vacation serious. Plan your vacation seriously. Don't just jump up and say, I'm going to go here. You take a dive and throw it over your shoulder, boom, and then you buy a ticket, you just go and just think you can walk around and stroll like you're walking around in your neighborhood. It's not safe. It's not safe. And so we are prompting the State Department and the Bahamas government to issue safety warnings. But I can tell you one thing. Believe me, Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernando, supported by one deputy commissioner and 8 assistants, who literally controls with eyes open. I see these men. Their eyes are red. They don't sleep. They love their job. They love what they do because their children are also going to these schools in New Providence and the islands, and they're taking it seriously. So Airbnbs are available in most of these areas and all the islands I talked about. Renting fishing boats for trips, diving excursions, bone fishing trips, and many other Bahamian culture experiences are available to you. Doing it safely. This is level 2 we're talking about. This happens either every year or every other year. The Bahamas is the jewel of the Caribbean islands. Tourism is our number 1 industry. Banking, number 2. Agriculture and fishing, number 3. Everything else is so small, we don't even mention it. But you know what is the one prize? The Bahamian people. And so, as I mentioned earlier, parents, we got to get on top of this. We got to get our kids, we got to zone them in, we got to hone them in, we got to teach them the correct way. Randolph, tell me a little bit about Morris Island, population, the family camaraderie ship, the fishing trips and fishing excursions. Tell me a little bit about that from a tourist perspective. Perspective.
Well, Mount Island, they have, well, now they should have a population, crossing for 800, 800 plus. So a lot of the natives moved from Mount Island to Freeport, the mainland Africa, and some moved to Nassau, like myself.
Uh-huh.
But when we have the mingle with family and
Uh-huh.
enjoy the life, because the life back home was Island was awesome, awesome. You can go and leave your house door open. You can go and, like me, and normally when I go home, I go carry, especially we have a funeral or something, I go carry a tent. I don't sleep in the house. I sleep in my tent. I put the tent in the yard, and yeah, a lot of family member, women, and the guys who sleep in the tent. They prefer being in the tent than in the house.
Right.
To get that clean, seaweed, fresh air, boy, give it out. Instead of being inside the house all the time. They come and they shop. They just put in the tent.
Now you mentioned the population of Morris Island is right around 800.
Around 800 plus.
800 plus. Let's just give or take round the nearest thousand. Let's say 1,000. Now,
let's say, yeah.
I'll
say it's
all right. I've seen the population of Abaco to be right around 1,700. So with 1,700 plus 800 or 900, that's right around 2,700. Now that's 2,700 out of 400,000. That's one island.
Yeah.
Andros, the last time I checked, I think it's last year, the Andros population was right at 6,679. I'm making a point here. These islands' populations are so low, you can go on the beach and you can hang out, for all day and you wouldn't even see no one on the beaches. So I'm saying that to say I want to encourage the tourists to go to the family islands where the population is less and you finding people who really want you to come to the island. In closing, Ronald, give me like 5 points, 5 good points. Give me 5 good points that you believe would be great advice for persons visiting the Bahamas before we wrap this up.
Okay, 5 great points. Number 1, always book a taxi or a tour bus to best see the island. Never leave your hotel or resort alone.
Okay.
It's always best to book your vacation through a travel agency.
Okay.
Number 4, always travel to the one of the family islands for best Bahamas experience.
Okay.
And number 5, when not sure of when to visit the Bahamas, contact the Bahamas consulate for the best vacation on the island.
Awesome. I love that.
In the Bahamas.
Folks, again to recap. Number 1, always book a taxi or a tour bus to best see the island. This is the best way to see the island because they live there. If you're in the island of New Providence, it's only 21 miles long by 7 miles wide. And if you're booking from your destination to the Bahamas, you can get your tour on the way to the hotel, unless you're staying at Bahamas. And if you stand at Bahamas, you can head the opposite direction east and see the island, come all the way back around Paradise Island, back to the Western District towards the airport. Second, like Ronald say, never leave your hotel or resort alone. I don't care if you've been there from a child. Doesn't matter. The advisory is out. Heed the advisory. That's like a storm is coming. They say a storm is coming, and you still storming. I'm not going to be evacuated. Number three, it's always best to book your vacation through a travel agency. Unless you know, even I, who've been away from the country for a few years, I too like to I use a travel agency. When I go home, I don't go home unless I connect with friends and family, especially guys in my alumni association, because I'm a tourist when I go home now. I've been gone long enough. Always travel to one of the family islands because it's better in the Bahamas when you travel to a family islands. My last trip was in Abaco. I drove the whole 100-something miles out. North, south, went fishing, didn't catch no fish, but I didn't catch no fish, but I went fishing. When not sure where or when to visit the Bahamas, contact the Bahamas consulate for the best advice for the best vacation on the islands. Guys, these are good advice. If you didn't write it down, rewind the video back and play it again. Whatever you do, don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. This is only part 2. I'm looking to have some of the ladies on. The strong market, the less hassle now. The kids don't run behind you much no more for $1 for a braid. Laws have changed. Kudos to the Commissioner of Police and the Bahamas government, who are doing an outstanding job. They get a little pushy sometimes, but you know what? That's okay. We're protecting the tourism. That's our #1 industry. That's our bread and butter. Don't eat off my plate and don't give me my food spoiled. We're making this happen. I'm going to bring you more places and outstanding spots and places to go. When we come back in part 3, I'm going to literally tell you where to go on some of these places for best. Now, I know I can talk a little bit of Abaco. I just came from that. Snippers is a great place to check out.
Yes.
Randolph, can you add any other places?
Awesome.
Can you add any other places over there to go to? Oh, Hope Town. Hope Town. Oh, man.
Awesome. Well, you have the beach. You have the restaurant right there on the beach. Awesome.
On Crossing Rock. Man, my wife had a mouth-watering conch burger. My wife do not get quiet when she eats sometimes, but my wife got quiet. She had, I got pictures. I'm gonna put a picture up in the next one. My wife had an awesome conch burger. I'm telling you, the place is you can just rent a golf cart and just drive all around. Hope Town Inn. That's where Hope Town Inn. That's where we were.
And the restaurant, people at the restaurant, okay, this was, and we had a fresh dinner right there, crab and rice.
Yes. Crab and rice, and they fried the fish.
We offered to cook it for us, no problem. We had our beef, crab and rice, and fish. It was awesome.
And of course, collect gold. Had to have the collect. And what's the name of that drink again?
That was can't remember right now.
There's a drink. We gotta have some of them on the next show. But I am super excited because I enjoyed the islands way more than New Providence. I like visiting my alumni brothers. I like visiting families and all the friends. But just sneaking over there, going to Abaco was the highlight of my vacation last year. And it was safe. Man, I slept with the door open.
Open.
The car windows was down.
Only thing you worry about when you go catch the mosquito propeller.
And that was it. And we didn't worry about no mosquitoes because when we cooked, the food was Well, anyhow, guys, I want to encourage you. This is part two. This is part two of the advisory, and you are still being advised. You're literally being advised by vehemence now. Sometimes the news get misconstrued, and folks want to say a bunch of stuff and add a bunch of stuff. Not necessary. Listen, if you don't know, don't say. Ain't nobody said nothing about or have no issues with no lack of maintenance for no jet ski and boat and all that stuff. Ain't things ain't happening. That's very, very inaccurate. Just report the news accurately. Spring breakers, you have to be safe. You have to be safe. You have to be safe. And remember, your young kids need to start showing your ID and stop lying to these bartenders, because the bartenders during spring break, they're not taking no looking to see who you are and ID and stuff. If you ain't supposed to drink, don't drink. And stop traveling alone. Travel together. Be safe. Be safe. All the kids be safe. I'm the father of. Yes. 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 I get 18 grandkids in there.
You have to always remember those. They are people's children who don't want your child to go to another country, and the country, the people there mistreat your child because of looks. You might look or go you look or say, no. Show me ID. If you have ID, I can serve you alcohol. Because I want to protect you. I don't want you to come here to get harm state by my country. So when people here, I want to be here with good knowledge, be happy, and spread the news that other folks can be able to come over, not go leave them here with a bad people and spend all the way. People that they mistreat the young children and stuff like that. No, simply because you don't show your ID. No, that's your ID. Fine, go let them get a drink or whatever.
That's right. Thank you very much. Awesome. Listen, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. We're going over our time for this video. We look forward to bringing more information to you and telling you more about all of the wonderful, beautiful things and opportunities to have a wonderful, beautiful experience and vacation. Again, if you're not sure, call the Bahamas Embassy in either New York, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Georgia, Miami, and other parts of the country. We look forward to having you in the Bahamas because it is better in the Bahamas. And with that being said, this is Lolo for Kitchen Table Talk at Lolo's. Thank you very much for tuning in. And Ardol, thank you very much for being our special guest on the show tonight.
Thank you.